Welcome back. On to an exclusive now. Zepto has raised $350 million in what is the largest 100% domestic fundraise for a private startup in Indian history. Now, the quick commerce delivery platform's co-founder Aadit Palicha spoke to Shereen Bhan about the rationale behind the company's fundraising and why quick commerce should be celebrated. Listen in.
When we spoke in August, you said you're not looking at raising any more money. What's changed?
So we raised over $300 million. It's the largest 100% Indian fundraise for a private startup in the history of this country, right? And we are proud of it. The reason why, when we started this financing, we had over $1 billion of net cash in bank, no debt, right? We're growing well. And the reason why we raised this capital, candidly, is because, throughout the entire life cycle of Zepto, we've always wanted to bring on board domestic capital. Both, Keval and I are excited about the fact that we can build like an Indian company that people can be proud of, but there never really has been risk capital of that scale available to private startups. And so, we pushed, I remember from the Series A onwards, Series B, Series C, Series D, we tried to get domestic investors on board, but it wasn't the right time. We saw an opportunity here with Motilal Oswal and their team, and we went into it not really with many high expectations, but we were able to put it off, and we're quite excited about it. And the rationale behind doing a domestic fundraise is fairly simple. We had over $1 billion of cash in bank. Now we've got over $1.3 billion of cash in bank.
Yeah.
But this domestic financing just helps us increase Indian ownership going into an IPO. We think that benefits the company long term. One, just public trust and shareholder trust going into a public company. It's better to be owned by high-quality Indian names, right? And historically, we've been limited to Silicon Valley VCs that are not very familiar, or that Indian institutional investors and Indian retail shareholders as well are not familiar with. And B, even just from a regulatory and government lens, we think being an Indian company is favorable. And lastly, it's the ambition that Keval and I have always had to build like an exciting Indian company.
I bet you were looking at the Swiggy IPO very, very closely. What was going on in your head as you saw the listing, which got off to a slow start and then sort of shot through the roof on day one?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's huge kudos to what Harsha and the team have pulled off, and I think it's great for the ecosystem. I think we should. One of the last things I mentioned, Shereen, is that we should be celebrating this. This is Indian technology, like quick commerce, and Swiggy's IPO, I think it's fair to say, largely powered by excitement about quick commerce, right? Zomato's performance, largely powered by excitement in quick commerce. I think that's not a controversial thing to say, it's a consensus view. We should be celebrating quick commerce. This is good for the country. This is Indian technology, Indian innovation. This hasn't worked anywhere else in the world. And it's real infrastructure for ordinary people. Like, this is not for like the top 0.1% of India, right? These are people who now realize the scale they were getting to. This is impacting ordinary people's lives at scale and now going from metro cities to beyond. But the way that I look at it is we should be celebrating the fact that today, because of Indian infrastructure, Indian technology, there's a mom in Noida who's able to take a part-time job because her life has become easier because of quick commerce. It's exactly like setting up a metro station, right? So, we look at this as Indian technology, Indian innovation. Nobody else in the world has been able to do that.
Have you been able to convince the government, though?
Well, I think I think the government is progressive. They support, value creation and job creation at scale, right? And they've been supportive so far. And we are, honestly in a position where we think of them as a partner. We're always open to feedback. And I mentioned this last time as well to you, right? That even with, let's say, gig workers, right? We are, honest to God, good faith, open to feedback and dialogue on how we can improve. Whether it's with gig workers, can we do more? Today we give insurance, right? 1 lakh cover plus 10 lakhs of term insurance for free. Whether it's with, food compliance across the board. So I think they've been helpful. But the last thing I'll say is, next time we're talking to foreigners, next time there's a foreign leader in this country, we should say, hey, not only do we have UPI, Indian innovation there, but in India you can tap a button and your daily essentials will come to you in 10 minutes. That's amazing.
So you're saying quick commerce is like the UPI moment for India?
No, it's world-class infrastructure built in India with Indian technology, and it's making real people, ordinary people, their lives easier every day, and it's improving productivity and the quality of life for tens of millions of people by Indians. It's not some rip-off of some American model or some Chinese model. It is like only in India you get this stuff, which is awesome. I love it.
Made in India,
right.
and made for India for now.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we are going to be in India for at least the next couple of decades. So.
Interesting conversation there. And you remember, you can catch excerpts of this exclusive interview all through the day today only on CNBC-TV18. With that, we'll slip into a short break, come back, get you more on the markets and a lot of stock-specific action. Stay with us.